All right, bang, bang. Today is Monday. It's March 8th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It's time for another snake draft. We are joined by Captain Cons on Zoom, second time appearance. Cons, welcome to the official Irish Shit. Someone told me Irish Shite draft. How we doing?
Aye, lads. I appreciate you having me on the dog walk again. It's great to be with you.
It's not about Irish accent. It's not about Irish accent, Cons.
This is only his second appearance. I feel like you're on every other week with us, Cons.
Well, I'm very involved. I have a very strong opinion on everything in this world, and far be it for me to be someone who stays quiet. So that's probably why it feels that way.
I will be the first to say your opinion usually stinks out loud. It's
awful. Dave,
Horrible
nothing
opinions.
you can say in this world will ever make me agree with you. So that's
You want to call him a turtle? That seems to be going
no,
on.
but I did hear that.
I love that
That's a tough
nickname.
look, buddy.
I mean, I will lap the turtle nickname up like a dog eating out of a fucking puddle.
He
on the
went from
street.
mouse to cowboy, which lasted about 48 hours, and now he's turtle.
Yeah, he was
I like
riding
that.
high on Cowboy for a little while.
No, I
but
wasn't.
then once,
Hey, I wrote it the perfect amount. The cowboy thing, I didn't beat it into the ground. I knew when to stop. I knew when to embrace it.
Leave him wanting more.
I did, and they will get more. They will get more
getting in
cowboy.
Whitney's web is just so dangerous.
Whitney's a little fucking twat, and you can tell him I said that.
Well, we'll probably hear it on this podcast.
Sure, he'll find out.
Yeah.
So, Connor, what are your qualifications to partake in this draft?
Did you not hear his Irish accent?
Well,
Yeah, well, my terrible Irish accent, number one. Number two, I mean, just my name, my Irish descent, my pride in my Irish heritage. I think all of these things.
What county is your family from?
Mayo, County Mayo.
Okay. Hey, neighbors.
there you go. It was a cage match between you and our guy Pat for Barstool Breakfast, but we got another one we want to save him for. You guys are would you agree you two are you guys are both the go out, get after it kind of St. Patrick's Day guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's
Yeah,
Pat's last name?
I believe
McAuliffe.
like McAuliffe.
Oh,
McAuliffe.
yeah, actually.
Yeah, I would say I'm
Irish.
one of the few people who is very reluctant to turn down an opportunity to go have a beer. So
I love that about you, though.
that makes me the most qualified.
You know who, ironically, is the most, like, he will turn down having a beer? Chief.
Who's that?
Chief.
I can
Never when I'm in town.
That's true. Hey, Cons, I'm going to be in New York next week, so you want to grab a beer?
Yeah, hey, are you coming for the Pink Whitney Cup?
I'll be there.
Oh, I'm playing in it as well. Did you know that?
I did not. How are you going to do that? How are you going to manage?
Well, listen, I'll figure it out.
All right. Well, I'll see you
you go.
there. We'll have
right.
locker room beers.
Perfect.
So as I said off the top, it's the Irish shite, whatever you want to say it, draft. The ground rules here are you get one movie, you get one prop, you get one fictional fake character, you get one real life actor, and you get a food or a beverage. The draft order is Chief, Connor, Eddie, White Sox, Dave, Carl. Before we get into it, though, we do have a special message from our guys over at Chevy Drive Chicago. Isn't that right, Dave?
Oh, yeah, I love Chevys.
We love Chevys, and they got a great deal right now for Patrick Kane fans.
Talk about an Irish guy, Patrick Kane.
Yeah, Patrick,
Yeah.
and we have an awesome Patrick Kane shirt that's been in our store for a couple of years now.
I think going back to 2018, it's like one of our greatest selling shirts ever.
Yeah, so go scoop that at store.barstoolsports.com. ChevyDriveChicago.com is a proud part of the Chicago Blackhawks, and I want to give one lucky fan a signed Patrick Kane jersey. That's right, it's signed. All you need to do is go to ChevyDrivesChicago.com to enter. That's it. You enter to win, you get a free jersey from Kane. It could be yours. I mean, it's a fucking bang deal if you ask me. Because it's time, it's been time. You've been talking about getting a new car for a while. Your local Chevy dealer has a hat trick to get your attention. If you're in need of a new vehicle but don't want to visit a dealership, you could check out Chevy Shop, Click, and Drive. Shop online 24/7. Take delivery at home. It's simple. It's seamless. It's smart. All you have to do is shop, click, and drive. Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your new ride, latest offers, and local Chevy dealer. Everyone loves a power play. Shop, click, and drive. Drive what Kane and Taze drive. Fucking screaming of a deal.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. So, there's that. Let's. Sorry. Excuse me. I almost completely forgot to congratulate Carl on his dog breed win.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't want to be. I don't.
Feels kind of dirty taking
Well,
it from
Chaps,
Chaps.
he did such a good job. So I guess quickly, Chaps, great expert analysis. Cons, you have a big fucking big shoes to fill coming in this week.
Oh, well, in terms of knowledge, Isn't it interesting how much Chaps knows about dogs?
I said he knows more about dogs than anybody at Barstool knows about whatever their specialty is.
Yeah,
Probably true.
I would have to agree with that. It's unbelievable. Like the things he said over the course of 300 and some odd episodes of Zero Blog 30 about dogs is just fascinating. I was very surprised. Nothing against your draft, Carl. I was just very surprised to see that he didn't win that outright.
I think a lot of it had to do with he was like a Belgian Malinois. Like, that's not a very standard chalk pick, even though it's an awesome pick, like, after he gets into the explanation. But on the poll, people are just voting what they know. Like, they see Golden Retriever or Lab,
right.
They're going to vote for it. But
Well,
it doesn't
just-
take away from him. He can win in theory and not win in actuality.
Yeah, I think what's interesting, and I think this is what most people think. I think most people think of military working dogs and police dogs, and they think German Shepherds.
Yeah.
When in fact, a lot of them are Belgian Malinois. And I didn't know that until he taught that to me. So
No idea.
you're right about
I had
his
no
first
idea.
pick.
The other thing I'd say about this draft, we talked to Tom beforehand, producer Tom, camera guy Tom. He's like really fucking Irish. And when we were shaping this up, he's like, yeah, I should do Irish songs. He had like very qualified Irish opinions about this. So I think it would be prudent for us to take a step back. This is kind of a meatball Irish shit draft.
Oh yeah,
At least
and-
to me. I'm not going to speak for anybody
For
else.
sure.
But like,
I'd
I'm
agree
not
with that.
showing up here like I just got, I just did the Irish Constitution. I'm ready to talk Irish, fucking culture here.
Right. It's a draft designed by. It's an Irish draft designed by an Italian. Like
Exactly.
that's what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we think about, I think of like, it's St. Patrick's Day
Right.
parade. Let's put on our green shirts. And speaking of which, you can get this green stuff at the Barstool Sports store. We're selling great Barstool Sports.
I got to caveat that I'm probably going to do Pour Again back-to-back weeks because this is just not.
Do you want to do a St. Joseph's
it's not
draft
my
next week?
forte. That would be really fucking
right?
funny.
March 14th?
That would be really funny.
I think something like that.
Yeah.
What's interesting is we had to do this now because obviously the parade and everything would be this weekend. Next week we could have used it as well, but there's another event that's taking place next week that you could probably guess what the draft's going to be without giving it away. So it's something
Are we
where
going to have
Dave's thinking about
him on our draft next week? You
Talk
know.
about him like he's
Oh
Voldemort.
no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, never mind. I'm excited to find out, too.
I mean, listen, if people can't guess, it's
Can you guess?
March Madness, right?
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay,
March
yeah.
I
Madness.
was talking about, Rico Bosco.
Oh no, it's not gonna be Rico. We have another guest, but
That's
Why
yeah,
you say
yeah.
that?
Did you see
I mean,
Carl's? You Carl's?
It's just the way Ed said
well,
it
that's
was a
project-
little quick.
That was.
what do you mean?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
just came
Carl and I
out-
are on
it
the same
came-
wavelength
yeah,
right now.
Dave and I, you caught our attention the way you said it.
Sounds like people trying to start a controversy.
Nobody
It's not
is.
there.
That was a
Absolutely not.
natural fucking reaction
Ooh,
for me.
I disagree. I disagree.
I
Carl.
butt cheeked into it.
I mean, Rico's my guy. He's been on a ton of drafts.
Rico is your guy.
I want to give some other people some cracks. But regardless, this should be fun. You're right, and I view this as like the most Irish shit you could think of in your mind. Like you're not necessarily like because there's some items where I'm like, well, I would like. It's not like I'm gonna wear these, but like it's just what I think of. Like I don't know. I don't want to discuss graphics, but what these two stooges have on their head, that's
Yeah, I mean-
you know what I mean. But it's just whatever.
Hey, I'm interested to see the direction this takes for certain individuals.
Yeah, and some categories were hard. There might be a lot of veto. I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to happen, but fuck it. Let's just get started, Chief.
I got one
Clock.
question before you start. Irish actors, can that be actresses as well?
Oh, of
Yes.
course.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
2021, Dave. Jeez.
Oh, he said actors. I don't want to get in Red
Of
Ed's
course.
way.
Of course. Chief, you're on the clock.
All right. Well, I mean, I got the number one pick. There's only one pick here.
I think so,
It's the
too.
draft with the
Yeah.
clear number one. There's the old Dubliner song, Tom Lay, Connor. There's nothing that squeezed from the grape or the hop like the black liquidation with the froth on the top. That's Guinness. I'm taking Guinness. It is all time, probably my number one favorite beer right next to Miller Lite. It's a seasonal beer. I usually start drinking them like around maybe really kind of on New Year's Day and
Really?
just ride them hard until the end of St.
Oh,
Patrick's
dude,
Day.
I love them. Like when the leaves are changing in the fall.
That's a great time to have them too.
I love Guinness.
It's a great beer.
So my
Sneaky
grandma,
healthy for you too.
I've been
Yes.
supposed to go to Ireland for like every year forever, and
There
I
we
haven't
go.
made it there yet. And I heard that like my brother goes out there every couple of years, and he says that the Guinness, like out of the Guinness factory, is just unbelievably good, and it's like even better than the Guinness in
It's
America.
it's better in every bar over there. Like it's just like a known thing that the Guinness over there, they pour it differently, they chill it differently. Everything's the taps are a little bit different, and it just comes out better in Ireland.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that it's better for you too. People look at it and just from the appearance of it,
Right.
It looks like it's a super heavy beer, but when in actuality it goes down very smooth and less calories than a lot of beers.
Less calories, less carbs. It's not. It's actually like they have
basically a protein shake.
They have ads over there. I don't know if they still have them, but they used to have like this little toucan-looking bird. It would just say Guinness. It's good for you, and like that. So it's like, oh, you can't have lunch. Why don't you have a Guinness? And you'll be just fine. You get enough nutrients from that. So I'm thrilled to have Guinness. I think that's the only thing that could
You
go
think
number
so?
one.
Does any? Okay, now just going across the room. Don't say what would have been. But is that a unanimous? Was that unanimous number one overall?
That was not my.
Carl,
I thought there was a. I mean,
I don't
it's a
think
great
there's
number
a
one
clear
pick.
number one. I think each one
Cons?
has good ones. But
I think you can make an argument that is the clear
Oh,
number one
it's-
out of all these categories.
it's
Yeah.
worthy. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying I didn't.
That's
I didn't
not
have
where I
one
thought
for
he
this
was going to
draft.
go. I thought that there was a clear number one.
Oh, okay, I'm interested
But
to see what
I
they
mean,
do.
with Guinness,
well,
like
I know
wouldn't,
you know what Dave's number one is.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't argue against Guinness being number one at the same time.
Yeah, sure, exactly. I completely agree. Like you said, it would be great to have a nice one off the head here. People won't even fucking. You get Irish people here, they won't even fucking look at them when it's on tap places because they don't know what the fuck to do.
Yep,
Yeah, all right, that's a good pick.
it's a great pick. It's the Trevor Lawrence of this draft.
Connor, you are
All
on
right.
the clock.
Now, I don't know that this is worthy of the number two pick. I just know for me in this category, it's my number one. So if I didn't get this, I would be upset. And I'm going to go movies. And we'll see if you guys can get this. And shepherds we shall be. For thee, my Lord, for thee. Power hath descended
Boondock
forth from thy
Saints.
hand.
Dark Saints.
There you go. Boom. Boondock Saints.
Yeah,
I think that has just so many great characters. For the longest time it was a cult classic, and now it's become more popular in today's lexicon. And I think that is just the clear favorite in movies. There's some other good movies, but I think that's the clear favorite for what I believe to be the dog walk faithful.
So you drafting for them, or you drafting for you?
I'm drafting for myself because that would have meant a lot to me to get that one, and it did. So, and I think the other categories I have enough options that I'm comfortable.
It would have been
So that's
probably
where
my
I'm
number
starting.
one when I was 18.
Yeah. How old were you when you saw that for the first time, Cons?
20, college,
How old are you, Cons?
36.
And you don't like
I
it
was-
now?
I
You
was
think
in
it
high
gets
school.
worse with time, or what? It doesn't.
Yeah,
hold
It's
up?
a little cheesy.
Yeah, I would
It's
say
a little cheesy.
well, I think
It's-
a lot of people would say it's objectively not a great movie, but at
Yeah.
the same time,
What?
It's wildly
Yeah.
I think a lot of
entertaining.
people would say that. I'm not saying it is. I think
I'm
a lot of
pretty
people
sure it was
would.
like straight
to
to.
be clear.
I don't think it was in theaters. I think it was like straight to DVD, basically.
People are going to be screaming at their.
I mean, I
fucking
think if you
speaker right now.
Google, if you put a Google for top 10 Irish movies, it's on everybody's list.
Oh, it is. It's the number. I agree with you. It's the number one movie pick.
I would have drafted it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no
don't think
denying.
I do not think.
You don't
I would
think it
draft
is?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Really, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, by and large, if you put movies against a non-Irish scope, I would say that.
This is probably. I think. Well, I shouldn't give it away. When I have my movie pick,
It is a big time college dorm room poster.
Oh, yeah.
huge, yeah, and that's
Big
kind of what
time.
I was gonna say. I think.
So that's what I think. I think it holds a special place in people's hearts. Whether or not it's an amazing movie is irrelevant.
Yes.
I think people have just enjoyed it at one point in their life.
I agree.
So they'll always look fondly on it.
Have you ever seen the second one?
Maybe like once.
I
and don't even
haven't,
think-
but I heard
yeah.
it's like one of
All
the worst
same
movies.
so 28% on Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
for whatever that's worth.
It,
You haven't seen it, but you
got
brought it
like
up.
it's got a huge cult following. People love it. I really like it in spite of its cheesiness, but I'm pretty sure it was like a complete and total flop at the box office and everything.
Box office was $30,000.
Yeah, exact. There you go. That's
Came
I
out
mean, that's
January
what, one fucking
22.99.
theater?
It's
Yeah.
a great pick, Cons. I like it. It's good value on the board first round. I think some of the other movies we'll see. We talked earlier. Movie was, it'll be
Movie's
tough. We'll see.
yeah. Great song, by the way, too. The Blood of Cthulhu or something
Oh,
like that.
yes.
Unbelievable.
Great soundtrack there. Yep.
Big St. Pat song.
It's
All
got
right.
it all.
So I'm up. I'm just going to go and take this. I don't think it should be vetoed, but I have a feeling there's going to be some pushback. But I'm going to take green beer.
That's not Irish. That's American as fuck,
Beverage
man.
or a prop?
It's a beverage.
I veto that.
Veto.
Veto.
You're taking food coloring?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
let's
taking
listen
green
to the
beer.
arguments before we
can't
go.
take-
Well, I
All right,
just
no,
think-
I'll do that. I'll do
Let's
that.
listen to
Here.
what he says.
My whole thing is of course it's a beverage. I do think there's a difference between Guinness and green beer. I just think when you think of what people drink on St. Patrick's Day, you cannot think of a bar without that fucking pitcher of green beer.
Take it as a prop then. I think like that's the food coloring. That's a dye that you're not. That's not an Irish beverage. You can take it as a. You can take
listen,
it as a prop.
I was anticipating
It's like
some
Miller.
pushback.
It's Miller Lite and every single other light domestic beer.
I know,
with
but I'm
green
just
food
saying when
coloring.
it comes to a food or beverage, I mean, of course, it's not a real Irish shit, but it's American Irish shit.
I mean, my mom used to
St.
dye the
Patrick's
milk
Day
green on
shit.
St. Patrick's Day. Should I take green milk?
That's an apple and orange.
I mean, it is. It is. It's the exact same
the
thing.
same
sure,
thing.
I'll take it. It's vetoed. All right, but I at least had to try.
All right, I do think that you could
As a
legally
prop?
take it as a prop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? I'm gonna go to another one
Oh,
that I think is that might be vetoed.
I got my pen ready. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta try.
first round vetoes I don't like too much.
I'm fighting with my back on the. I'm on the lower section. I'm fighting upwards. Okay.
Yeah,
mean,
you're,
there's-
a
Can I
you're a
take-
second-class citizen in this draft.
And I know. I'm sorry.
I feel Ed's like at a disadvantage being the most Italian guy in the room.
I'm sorry.
So
None
it's
of
not
this
your
stuff
fault,
really-
I'm borderline insulted that he tried to take.
I am too. Like, how'd you even think that you were gonna?
What do you mean, Dave? When I think
slide that
because
through.
here's the thing: when I think of Irish shit, I think of St. Patrick's Day, I think of Chicago, and I think of fucking bars loaded with pitchers of green beer. I explain to you why. It makes sense. It may not make sense to you guys, but it makes sense to me. All right. Can I take The Departed?
I think you can take the
absolutely. That was gonna be
Yeah.
my movie pick.
Okay,
Yep.
because it's an Irish mob, and everyone says like if you're Irish, you would want to claim that movie. Like yeah, that one's about the Irish mob. Italian mob got all the
Absolutely.
fucking really really good. Departed stands with a lot of them. So
yeah, and it's even got some really crummy accents, so that works.
Oh, dude, Jack Nicholson in that movie. That's actually the best movie I think I've ever seen in theaters. But Jack Nicholson's Irish accent is so bad.
Well, it's a
so
Boston
bad.
accent for starters.
Well, Boston Irish. It's Boston Irish.
it's definitely bad. If he was trying to do an Irish accent, then it really was bad.
But that movie
I
is
hope
one of my
her
favorite
Admiral's
movies of all
also.
time. If that would have gotten back to me in the snake draft, I would have taken it.
I understand why Cons took Boondock Saints, but like if you're stacking those two first-round movies next to each other, like Eddie's, like he's got a huge advantage over you.
I
right
don't
now.
think so because I think people. Listen, I would go head to head. I'd be ready in that fight.
Yeah.
But people love Boondock when it comes to this.
Right. That's my point. I think if you were just thinking Irish movies, yes, The Departed is by and large, far and away, the better movie. Clearly, better actors, better everything. But if it's just Irish, Boondock Saints is the first movie that most people, I think, comes to their mind. With one of like two or three that comes to their mind first.
Okay. All right. To Dave, which I assume you're getting your first-round pick now.
I am. I can't believe it. I thought that when you got number one pick that you were going to go with Cillian Murphy. I think he is one of the best actors on the planet right now. Obviously, it's not an Irish TV show; it's English. But he's born and raised
he's
in
Irish.
Ireland.
We claim him.
He is awesome at everything he does. Peaky Blinders. I wish to fucking God that was about the Irish mob and not the English mob. But
He deals
one of
with
the best
fucking
TV
Fenians
shows
all the time. Yeah.
on the planet right now. I think it should be right up there with like Sopranos, The Wire. I think it's that good of a TV show.
I'm still surprised that he hasn't taken Peaky Blinders and turned that into making him like an A-list movie actor.
I can't believe it either. But at the same time, like maybe he's just one of those guys that doesn't want to. I don't know.
He's been in movies.
I know. I mean, I was shocked to find out that he was an American because his accent in Batman is flawless.
He was also
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
and then Red Eye with what's her face? I love her, Rachel McAdams.
Has he
Rachel
played a
McAdams.
serial killer yet?
Yeah,
mean-
Red Eye.
Okay.
Or
Is
he
a
was the
serial-
bad. He was
he
like
was
the
he
bad
was the
guy.
villain.
Yeah, he
in
was the
that,
bad
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he wasn't a serial
Because
killer. but
don't kill me. I've never seen Peaky. I know.
You should.
Ed,
I know.
it's a quick watch
I'll
too.
take the shaming. I get it.
I'll say this about him though. for as talented as he is, if you just say that name to 10 people,
Right. A lot of them won't know.
Eight or nine won't
For
know.
sure. I'd agree with that. But,
Picture graphics going to help you out big time. on this
It's
one.
absolutely going to. Yeah. But there's other ones that I could have gone with, obviously. But
If I drafted him, Ken Jack would have like the little burlap sack.
Yeah,
over
oh,
his
the-
head,
the
like from
scarecrow
Batman.
thing.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
fuck
I got
me over.
shafted last week. But no, it's a good pick, Dave. He is a fucking presence, that guy.
Oh,
when
baby.
he
He
gets
is
on the stage,
awesome.
you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I don't even want, like I said. So
He's great.
yeah.
Tommy Shelby is one of the best characters.
It's
like,
Killian.
of all
It's not
time.
Cillian.
It's Killian.
Killian.
Yeah.
Okay, with a C.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good pick, David. Carl, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to take my first overall food beverage. So no disrespect to Guinness, that's a good pick, but it's food or beverage. I'm going to take corned beef here.
Yeah.
Love corned beef. That's just like a staple for St. Patrick's Day, Irish, all that bullshit. And I think if I have the corned beef, then I can make my sandwiches, from there and all that stuff. So I have corned beef as my food beverage. I'm going
Carl,
to
I
get
would
hammered
even-
anyways.
No, I would even. Is it fair to just give Carl corned beef and cabbage because they go
Yeah, that's
together
fine.
like lamb and tuna fish?
Well, I think that would be at Carl's discretion. You want cabbage? You want the
nope.
ampersand cabbage?
I don't want the cabbage. I just want the corned
okay,
beef.
all right,
Yep.
all right.
Now-
Fair
Just
enough.
the corned beef.
I am of the impression that Irish food kind of stinks as a whole, like compared to like Mexican food or Italian food. It's just a bunch of boiled meats.
Yeah, that's typically how people feel about that part of the world.
Yeah.
Is it?
But I love an Irish stew.
I love corned beef.
If you go,
Just-
if you
Yeah, like the food in Italy is going
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
a bazillion times
Right.
better. But
but if
if
you
you
like
wanted
potatoes,
to get hammered with a group of people, who
Yeah.
would you rather get hammered with?
Oh,
Exactly.
fuck
The
yeah.
Irish, we
Sorry,
drink for
Ed.
sustenance.
No, I love the
where
Irish.
we eat for sustenance and to make sure we don't fall over when we're drinking. We're not really too concerned about what it tastes like.
Hard to disagree.
A lot of fun people.
I take corned beef. I like corned beef. There's no like arguments against that. And I don't even know if somebody do you have a good corned beef recipe? I don't even know how that works. How do you make corned beef? What is
you
it?
boil it on the stove.
No, I know how you cook it. I'm just saying, how does beef become corned? And what part of that cow is that?
Strong question.
Dave, Chief, you know this kind of stuff.
I don't.
Fucking good. Mayonnaise is good. Shout out JP Graziano though. All right, am I in the second round or do we want to talk more about corned beef? Does anybody have a bad
It's one of
corned
those
beef
where
story?
some of them don't need a.
Yeah,
it's
right.
it's
Like,
a number
cheers.
one food far and away.
Thank
Right.
you. Okay. Second round.
Second round, Carl, you're up again.
6 overall pick. I'm gonna dip into the movie category. I only came in with 3 movies.
So did I. That's
Yeah,
why I'm happy.
so I'm
you got
nervous.
Tyler.
I thought maybe I could fuck around, but since I'm picking in the 5th slot,
Are 2 of them gone? Just
2
out
of them are gone.
curiosity.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Boondock Saints and Departed. Those were
Okay.
And
Those
now
are-
I don't think there wasn't a one that stands over the other ones because I'm gonna take Rudy.
Veto.
Veto. Veto.
Whoa. The
What
Departed.
are we doing here?
The Departed counts, but literally the most famous Notre Dame fighting Irish.
I don't even know if Rudiger is an Irish name.
I don't give a fuck if he.
That
or
sounds
he or-
German
I
to
didn't
me.
take Rudy. I'm taking the movie.
It's not.
It's all about.
If it's a movie about academia or football, then you could take it. It's not. It has nothing to do with Ireland other than they're the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, they're the Irish.
It's a mascot. Is this a
Notre Dame.
mascot draft?
How many?
Cons, what's your take?
I vetoed.
This is very tough because obviously Notre
No, it's
Dame
not.
very Irish. Can I speak and give my explanation?
Not in.
that
not
okay?
Not when Chief is participating in the argument. Apparently.
I would not have expected this level of slander from Chief. I'll say that much.
Because he knows it's a great pick.
No, it's not.
It's a great pick.
This is tough, man. Wow. I'm sorry. I think when I think of Rudy, I don't think Irish movie. I think football movie first. I don't think Irish movie. The only thing Irish about it is the University of Notre Dame. Now that's a big Irish part, but I think it's a football movie.
All right.
It has.
That sounds
I
like-
wouldn't be surprised if the word Ireland or Irish wasn't mentioned once in the entire movie.
Well, Irish is definitely mentioned.
Well,
probably
come
like
on.
There you
I
go.
thought
Okay.
if The Departed is in play,
That
as it
is more
It's a
about
movie about the Irish mafia.
culture. And
yeah,
Irish
but
mafia.
the fighting Irish.
That has
it's-
nothing to
it's
do
Notre
with
Dame.
Irish culture or
It's
Irish
Notre
mafia.
Dame.
No, I think you know too.
No, I don't. 100%. Came in here. I started this
Veto.
off and said I came in here with 3 movies.
Ed.
Yeah, I don't think it's an Irish movie. I would
So it's like a unanimous veto.
Sorry, Carl.
Okay, you give me a second here. I'm thinking for a second. I want to pivot correctly because this is where the draft can go off because I know you guys vetoed something that I think is rock solid. And it's a great movie. I thought you guys liked that movie.
I love the movie.
It's a great movie.
From what I just heard, it doesn't sound like
Rudy's awesome.
I love it as a movie.
Great movie.
In the second round, I am going to take. I really wish you guys didn't fucking veto that.
We're getting to the part where Dave's going to run up to the podium here.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's very, very obvious ones left on the board.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take my number one prop. I'm just taking it early. I'm taking the flask.
Okay.
Is that a veto?
Yeah.
How's a flask?
How's a container? Like, everyone uses flasks.
I'm going out on St. Patrick's Day and I'm ripping a flask with me. When else am I taking a flask out?
Anytime you
I
go
can
to a
never
football
draft
game.
flask
Every
in
single
this
time
room.
I go to a football game.
I can never draft flask in this podcast.
Cons, what do you think of Flash?
I mean, I
If
was
you have
I was
a
on
container draft, you can draft flasks.
I was on a ski lift 2 weeks ago, and there was a flask being passed
Were
around.
you in Ireland?
No.
oh, no.
I hate to have 2 vetoes in a row, though, Carl. I don't
that
I
know.
don't
ever
think
happened?
you guys do. I don't think you guys do. I think I knew when I came in here today with 21 wins under my belt. Once I cracked, I was like,
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
What do you mean? Here we go? I
This is-
never talk about my record. I never talk about
What?
21 wins.
Wow.
I never do. I
is
never
that
hang,
a joke?
I don't hang my head when I come in here. I don't look at you guys on a Tuesday morning and say, "Hey, what's up? You've got 3 wins. You suck." I don't make fun of Dave for being left off a graphic 18 times.
That has nothing to do with my draft ability. It has everything to do with people like in on the inside
bit.
joke.
I mean,
I think it has
I had Kim Kardashian, the most
That-
famous.
All right,
I got.
all right.
We don't have to
fucked in the asshole.
relitigate or re-adjudicate every draft we've had, but I mean, you can't take flask.
Flask.
That's crazy.
I bring
Take
flask
your
at
Rudy.
Bears
this-
tailgates.
You know what this is? This is a guy who didn't do any homework, and now he's trying to like say that we're going after him because he doesn't have his list ready. Is that true, Carl?
No, I have my first round fictional character still on the board. I just can't take him now. I can't. There's no reason I can take my first round fictional character. I'm not joking when I was saying Rudy threw me off. The reason I want to pick Fit because I think this is a hard draft because there's so much inventory and I want to see what you guys pick. So it's good analysis though, Chief. I am definitely not prepared to react in the 5th round or in the 5th spot today. That's why I'm going to just step up and say, fine, fuck you guys. I'll take Liam Neeson. It's an
Great
easy
pick. Great
pick.
pick.
I know it's a great pick, but you don't win the draft with Liam Neeson on your board.
I completely
luck.
disagree with that. Yeah, there you go. Do the good luck thing.
Good luck.
And Albanian or whatever.
Yep.
He's a great actor. There's great movies. I know he's great, and he's very
straight out of
fucking
Ireland.
Irish.
But
He's
he
perfect.
Like, I'll be honest. Like, he'll get a lion's share of the
I
vote
think
from
you'll get more than
Cillian
me
Murphy.
for Cillian Murphy.
That's what I think.
I would
too. That's what
agree.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but
People
okay,
know
But this
who
goes
Liam
back
Neeson
to this
is.
like panders. I have a draft. I have the things that I want, and I didn't want Liam Neeson here, even though I know he's big name, even though he's better than every other Irish actor that you're going to name after him. Nope, I lied. Is there one?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
No, there's a couple more.
There's a big dog left.
I know there's a huge one left.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's off the board. 21-time champ did not do his homework for the
Wow.
Irish Shite draft.
Carl, never did I expect to see you off the rails this early.
I mean,
He's on tilt. He's on full
Hold
tilt
on a
right
second.
now.
We are drafted on a Thursday. We normally draft on Fridays.
That did throw me off a little bit.
So
I'll give you that.
All right. White Sox Dave, you were on the clock.
I had 3 movies as well. 2 of them were taken. I was actually surprised at how the first round went. I thought I was going to be able to get the Departed in the second round, but I got to go with The Road to Perdition. Irish mob movie, Tom Hanks. What are you looking at, Chief? What are you looking at?
He wanted it.
No, I didn't.
No?
No. I'm not going to say what I'm doing for movies, but
I'm going with The Road to Perdition. Tom Hanks, Daniel Craig's in it. Paul Newman's in it. Fantastic movie filmed in Chief's motherland, Geneva, St. Charles.
Geneva and St. Charles.
Yep. Well, parts were.
Yep.
And
And ends in Lake Forest.
it's a fantastic movie. it doesn't have the same like Irish oomph to it that Boondock Saint does, but I think everybody would
it has
absolutely
more than
say
It doesn't. I was going to compare it to The Departed. It does not have like that same Irish feel as The Departed.
I would agree with that. But I mean, they're Irish mafia.
It would not occur to me to take Road to Perdition.
I'll say this: that never entered my brain as even an option. It's
were
not on my
Irish.
list anywhere, and that never even crossed my mind.
I would say that if you had drafted this before The Departed, I might be
would not
inclined.
have.
Well,
would not
I'm just
have.
saying. If we hadn't already given The Departed the seal of approval, I might be inclined to veto because it's like a full standard deviation away from what makes The Departed Irish. But
Why? Because it's Boston.
I just feel like that movie is more rooted in like Irish culture than like this is just Tom Hanks shows up and what's his face is.
But
the Irish Mafia.
they're the Irish mafia.
Yeah, I know.
All right, go take a piss. I've never seen it. I can't comment.
Oh,
movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah,
Great
good movie.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like people like the pick. The Road to Perdition is off the board. 3 movies off the board.
I mean,
Don't like the pick.
You don't like
I don't even like the pick, but I didn't have a choice, but I had to pick
You
it.
did have choices. I'm begrudgingly not vetoing. Begrudgingly.
Okay. Cons, I assume you're not vetoing?
I mean, I could have gone.
That's fine. I'll let Dave sink his own ship. That's quite all right with me.
All right, so it's back to me. I mean, Carl said fuck. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm taking a gamble here because there's something I really want, but I have a chance. I think there's a chance it sneaks back to me. So I'm going to take the one that Carl wanted, and he's the biggest one. He's who you think of when you think of an Irish actor besides the 2 that are named. It's fucking Colin Farrell, dude.
Yep.
It's Colin fucking Farrell.
That's the other
Smoking
big
cigs.
one. Yeah.
I think he's obviously huge and he's from Ireland, but I thought there was someone more, maybe on the same wavelength of popularity that could have been drafted.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Still that's left?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
That's better than Colin Farrell?
That's every bit
I think
as
those were the top
recognizable.
2. Yeah, I mean, I have one that I still think will
the
garner
next
some
one,
attention.
who I'm thinking of has to get drafted next, I think.
Okay,
We'll
we'll
see.
see.
I think there's 2 that could be drafted.
Or
next.
there's 2, I should say, but one. Well, I'm not going to go there.
I mean, just an all-time cool guy, smoking cigs. Like
Yep.
he was.
Yeah.
He was. He
Got
was
a bad
sure
boy.
bet.
He's a little bad boy
Oh,
vibe.
yeah.
You know what? I
think girls really like him, right? Or no?
He's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
Brooding.
Yeah,
I think
brooding.
he's a good actor.
That's a good word. That's a good word for it. Brooding.
Yeah.
Brooding. All right, Carl's back in the room. Carl, I took Colin Farrell. Is that the one you said fuck about?
No, I sorry to yell so loud when I did that. I had this moment where I was like, is it Daniel Day-Lewis? No, he's not. He's
No,
English.
yeah.
He's English, but
yeah.
Colin Farrell's a great fucking pick. I just reviewed SWAT on Lights, Camera, Barstool like a month ago.
It's a pretty good movie.
Never saw it.
Go.
It's all right.
So I feel good. Departed Colin Farrell. I feel good with my 1-2. Connor, you're up.
All right, listen. You're talking about St. Patrick's Day. You're thinking about the green beers. You're out. You're slugging Guinnesses. What is the only other thing that you're going to be drinking on St. Patrick's Day?
Yep.
Line them up. Let's get some shots of J-Mo.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
That's how you turn the party up at 10 a.m. and you're getting shots of J-Mo. And next thing you know, the world is dark and you don't know where you are. And maybe you're missing some clothes. But gosh, if you're not having a great time.
I love the pick, but I don't love the pick, and I'm going to tell you why. 8 bad decisions on Jameson. So just the people who react to the graphic are going to see Jameson. You're going to get some people that are like, oh, no, I've got bad Jameson experiences. I don't fuck with that. And then the other thing is I was startled to learn, did you know that 10% of the United States population, only 10% of the United States population drinks more than like 12 drinks a week?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Did you
to
see
me.
that study? I think it was from like the New York Times or the Washington Post.
I don't believe those
highly
studies.
Well, you know what that is?
And they said
Carl?
it was like over 50 or 60% of the United States public doesn't drink at all.
Carl, you know what that is? Is we're only friends with the 10%, so we just think it's bigger.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's
That's a
actually
good
10%.
point.
That's
well
where like
put.
your world. That's where like circles and worlds like you
Yeah.
just don't
Right.
cross over. So
Yeah, I don't hang out with people who are like, some people need to be sober. Good for them, but
I'd not
Jameson-
say the most popular shot, period.
default shot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's default.
At least, I don't know how New York, but Chicago, that's
That's the
Yeah,
Do
one.
you guys
that's-
want to get shots? Yeah. Hey, can we get some shots? What do you guys want?
yeah, Jameson, I guess.
I think Jameson's, Ed, that's a great point. I think it is, even outside of Irish, I think it's one of the most common, if not the most common shot
Yeah.
you're doing.
But you're beefing
That,
up the
maybe-
Jameson.
Yeah.
It's in a rare category with Vegas bombs and like where you do the shot. You want to do it, Jameson? Let's do some
That's a good point. That's
Yeah. I'll take a tequila, but you do Jameson.
That's right.
Khan's got a strong one too. I'll be honest. He's got a strong one too. Good pick.
All right.
Chief, you're up.
I guess I'll go prop, and I'll just take the Irish flag. Like I don't think there are a lot of props, and like you see that flag going, it's a distinctive flag. It's a beautiful flag. Get those colors going. Like that green is synonymous with Ireland and St. Patrick's Day. So I'm just gonna take the Irish flag.
It's used as a prop like fucking everywhere.
It definitely is, yeah. And it just kind of lets you, like when you see an Irish flag on the wall hanging outside, like you know what type of establishment you're walking into. It literally is. Like that's probably the only or one of the only flags in the world that you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know what it stands for. I know what I'm doing. It is like it's a prop and it has real true meaning all over the world.
It might as well just be a flashing neon sign that says, "Come on in. The beer is cold. Fun times to be had.
Drink here now.
Drink here." Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No.
All right.
No, you're right. He's got two, Khans.
I got two.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
He's got two. No, good pick.
All right.
Strong pick.
I feel like the movie category is still. Who still needs a movie?
Only you and
Carl.
Carl's furiously Googling over there.
Oh, I'm researching Irish. I'm so thrown off. I thought having those three movies would be enough, but
that's what I'm saying. Where Khan's in a good spot, top two, but I mean, when you go, it's a lot of categories are thin.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I don't love my top two, but
I'll go actor here, and I think there's just still so many movies that I like. I might just take my movie in the 5th round. I'm going Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, that was who I was thinking of.
Pierce Brosnan, I mean, he's known more for James Bond, but maybe people don't even know
English,
but he's fucking Irish. Like James Bond is from Ireland. So,
Pierce Brosnan's
from Ireland. Yeah. And so Pierce Brosnan is my pick. You want to talk about suave, dapper,
he is
disgustingly
attractive.
Yeah, and like like that is like when I think James Bond, and maybe it's just from GoldenEye and like that's our generation, but I think Pierce Brosnan before any of the other ones. So
Daniel Craig is getting there for me, but I still think Pierce Brosnan. So I agree with you. That's who I was talking about when you drafted Colin Farrell. I was like, there's one that's like so recognizable that he's right there.
Yeah, but that's because he was our GoldenEye guy.
What does that matter though?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you think of him that way. Like I think Daniel Craig is known
as Bond more than he is.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's right. If you're like around 30-ish years old,
yeah, I know.
You're in that gray area at this point.
Pierce was on my list. Like when you look at it, he's definitely a good pick. I don't think he's better than Farrell or Neeson or Cillian Murphy, but
I would agree. Yeah,
where you're at, yes, that's the pick.
Yeah.
So
that's a cool name.
Good
Pierce.
Yeah. Also the fucking the dick dad and Mrs.
Doubtfire. Yeah.
Hot jambalaya.
Connor, you're up again.
All right, Chief, great pick because that was my next actor pick too because I think he's one rung below there with the Liam Neeson and Colin Farrell. But as such, I'm going to go away from that category now, as you guys all have one. So my last pick there is safe, and I think the move for me right now is to go into fictional characters. And there's a lot here. When I started thinking about it and I started running down who I could possibly pick here, the list is long for me. But I think I got to go Mickey O'Neill in Snatch, Brad Pitt.
It's a good one.
Mickey O'Neill?
Because he's just such a memorable character.
I've seen that movie.
I've never seen the movie.
Obviously, a tough character. I don't know if I'll regret that, but I mean that's a very Irish pick as far as I'm concerned.
I've never seen the movie. Does he have like an Irish accent, and what's his deal?
Yeah, well, he has this brogue that it makes him almost comical how ridiculous he sounds in the movie, and that's what's always talked about when you talk about Brad Pitt and Snatch. But I think I like my pick there. So
I've never seen it either, so it's one of those comments.
Have you seen it, Carl?
Yeah. You got to watch it with closed captions. And there's a great it's a good movie where you go, "Oh," at the end. It has you going, "Oh," with the way they
Is that about drugs? Is that movie about drugs?
No,
Not
it's
really.
a robbery more.
Okay.
Heist.
Yeah.
Heist and gambling and gypsies. Gypsy fighting.
I had to Google, so I rewatched Peaky Blinders like a month back, and I had to Google what a gypsy was.
What do you think of that gypsy culture?
It was like it was an Irish person of Romanian descent or something like that.
They were from all
I
over
don't know
Europe,
what the
but they
fucking-
basically were nomads across Europe. Hitler killed a bunch of them.
Yeah, I know. I do know that.
All right.
Yeah.
It's back to me. The one that I want is still there, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to go fictional character. I'm going to go with Lucky from the Lucky Charms box.
Wow. Okay. That is not the direction I was thinking, but I think that's a
Fine.
good choice.
I think
Is he
that's
from
That's
Ireland?
Irish, I guess, because it's a
The
cereal.
there's a post factory in fucking Naperville, Ed.
How's that
So-
Irish?
No, I
What do you
nah,
mean? Come
I
on.
mean, you know, it's cereal.
I would say it's borderline a racist depiction.
Yeah,
I don't want to
would
be.
too.
I don't want my entire heritage to be categorized that way. So if you're comfortable with that, Italian Ed,
I'm fine with it. When I think, listen, that's a fucking great pick. So you're just trying to sabotage it, Chief?
I am.
Because when you see Lucky, you just
I think it's cute.
I
It's
don't
a
think
cute
anybody,
pick.
nobody looks at that box of cereal in the supermarket and says, you know what, I need some Irish cereal today. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to veto it, Ed, but I think there's a lot of other.
yeah.
I got like 12 fictional characters here that would have been better choices.
Characters.
Ed
Assassination.
started off so hot and just completely
fuck
fucking.
no. See, this is where you're so
face-planted
diluted from reality. man.
How?
Lucky from Lucky Charms is a good pick.
I mean, is it even a character?
from reality?
He's never
Where's
said anything.
up with that one? That's a good one.
You like that? What do you mean? You never said, but he's still, when you think of an Irish character, he's your fucking guy.
No, he's not, but maybe he is for you. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He
Hands off the chess piece, though.
He brings the fucking noise. Yeah, it's way off the chest. I'm very happy with Lucky. White Sox, Dave, you're up.
Well, in that realm, I'm just gonna go with the Leprechaun. That's my fictional character. And if you wanna
Warwick
specify
Davis?
it, I'll go with Warwick Davis in the movie Leprechaun.
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston, Ed. That's your favorite role, first, correct?
Oh yeah, I love Jennifer.
That
Aniston.
movie. So my dad would rent that movie on VHS in early '90s or whatever, and it absolutely scared me shitless. I haven't watched them in 20 years.
Terrifying.
But they were
Terrifying.
fucking terrifying. I bet if I watched them today, they'd be like so bad they're like LOL funny.
I love the Las Vegas one too. That one's very funny.
I didn't know there was a Las
Yeah,
Vegas
there
one.
is. There is. He's like robs a pawn shop guy and he's like playing craps and shit. It's fucking really funny. But no, that movie always scared the fuck out of me. He's another notable when you think of like characters like that. I agree. I think the Leprechaun. He actually runs into Lucky in the first one with Jennifer Aniston. He knocks a box of Lucky Charms off the fridge.
Oh, I remember that actually.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like he's like thrown off by it. I like Leprechaun pick. Carl, you're up again.
I'm gonna go movie category, and I'm gonna go Gangs of New York.
okay.
See, I've seen the movie a bunch of times. Great movie, and I think he's like the best actor on the planet. I never once, because when I was Googling shit, like Irish movies or whatever, it was on all the lists. I never, when I was watching it, thought it was like an Irish mafia movie. But
the whole thing is about Irish immigration. That's the
Yeah, it's about
entire
the
movie.
Irish.
Is
It's about the Irish coming over to America.
You're thinking of the Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yes.
The whole thing is about Irish immigration and Irish
yeah,
gangs.
well, I guess I was
It's
on my
the
phone too
Irish
much.
gangs of New York.
Okay, well, I take it back.
Is he diluted from reality right now?
I would say in this instance he is diluted from reality. That's a turtle answer.
I honestly, I did not know that.
Oh,
I mean, that's the
watched-
entire plot of the movie.
That's not the entire plot of the movie. It's the fucking
Yes,
butcher and,
it is.
and,
Well, it's
and
not
Leonardo
the plot,
DiCaprio.
but
No.
it is the setting and the general.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
1860 New York, and it's Bill the Butcher who's trying to.
He's a Protestant.
He's a Protestant, is a native, as they say in the movie, and he's trying to keep all of these Irish immigrants out, and he goes to war with the Irish gangs and kills them, and they're doing the whole thing where they send them off
All right,
to
I
fight.
take
in
it
the-
back, I take it
Thank
back,
you.
I take
That's
it
all I
back.
wanted. I want you to turtle and take it back.
turtle.
You're really trying to perpetuate the turtle thing. I told you I want to be called Turtle.
It's such a negative, like in hockey culture, that like if you turtle,
I mean,
then like
how
that's
am I
how.
supposed to?
I mean, it's.
I don't do hockey.
He's trying to flip that negative connotation on its head. He's not going to do it, but he's trying.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever. Like, I don't care. Mouse
Carl.
is something like if you call me Mouse, I'll fucking cave your face in, Chief. Take your next pick. Carl.
It's Carl's.
I'm kind of fucked there because I got Liam Neeson, Gangs of New York, back to back. But Liam Neeson's really not in that movie very long. He gets killed right away. It's kind of sad. Spoiler, Dave. I'm in the prop. I'm in the fictional character. I would really like to take my fictional character in the 5th round, so I'm gonna go into the prop, and then the prop is like, it has to be real. I'll take a shillelagh. Fuck it, give me the shillelagh. I want a shillelagh on the graphic. I don't want one of you guys to have it. I'm giving the spiked club you beat your kids with. Maybe in some parts of the world it's a walking stick. That's a beating stick. That's a discipline.
That's
stick.
a whooping stick. It's also Mr. Notre Dame guy over here, the trophy for the USC Notre Dame rivalry. And it's a great looking trophy. They put like a little shamrock emerald on there with Notre Dame wins, and they have the like a ruby.
I'm gonna tell all your friends at Notre Dame you wouldn't let me draft Rudy.
And they would agree. They would agree. They would agree.
I will say,
it's gonna get back. Brian Kelly, when you meet Brian Kelly, he shakes your hands and you go, "Hey, you should let Carl draft Rudy."
No, he would agree with me. That's an American movie. That's an American story.
Yeah.
It's a football
True.
story.
I should mention though, like there's no music category, and I might be really speaking primarily to the New York audience here, but I don't. Have you guys ever heard of the band Shillelagh Law?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
I personally think there should have been the music category is deeper than like some of the other
Yeah,
ones. Music
I'd agree
would
with
have been
that.
better than actor, I think, especially since
Well, whatever. We're
this is
dealing with what we
Italian.
got.
This is Italian. This is Mussolini.
Okay, and I'm
over here.
Italian. I'm not fucking the Red Army yet, I guess, anymore.
No, for this week you're Mussolini.
I mean, yeah,
You know
there
what
was an
happened to Mussolini,
Italian
Ed?
dictator way back when.
He was strung up from a gas station in public, Dave.
Yes, he was hung in the middle of the streets by his own people.
Yeah.
That he tried to fucking control.
Shillelagh off the board.
You gotta respect the shillelagh.
It's good. It's a good pick.
Yeah.
White Sox, Dave, you're up again.
All right, I am going with the prop category. I'm going with the kilt.
Good pick. It was on my list, too.
How do you think your legs would look in a kilt?
Absolutely disgusting. Hairy, white as fuck. Like, so white they could blind you. Would you wear a kilt?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd wear a
I
kilt.
wore one before.
Didn't
going.
you interview it? Oh.
I had interviewed a guy from the Stockyard Kilty Band. They're a local bagpiping group. But I've wore one to our high school. We had a Braveheart night for like the game. And like you wear a kilt. It was really, you just borrowed a skirt from one of the all-girls schools.
Right?
Yeah, and then you just it was kind of legit. There was like a horse head, and one of the seniors would always ride out on the guy's head, and he'd give the William Wallace speech. It was one of the coolest traditions of it.
How do the boys feel in a
What?
kilt? And I'm not talking
bet you-
about
Well,
like
you wear,
great.
yeah. I mean, most
Nice and
people,
airy.
most people wore shorts under. You had
Like basketball
You always
shorts?
had, you always had two savages who would always fucking
Go nothing.
go nuts out, and they would
Yeah.
always be flashing and shit. But most of the boys would go.
If you watch, like they have that thing that hangs down in the front, and that's just to keep the wind from blowing up. So you don't have like a Marilyn Monroe situation there where
That's a nice little fun fact right
yeah,
there.
so that's why they have it. So if you do the kilt the right way, you can just go. I've never done it, but I like the idea of just catching a little breeze in your undercarriage.
Yeah, and like I said, they weren't real kilts. We were literally borrowing the skirts from the all-girls schools. And just
Now
wearing
I'm not
those.
gonna veto, but it is more Scottish than Irish.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. I'll let them have it, but I think kilt. I think that's interchangeable and definitely leans more Scottish than Irish.
I agree.
But if you want it, you can have it.
I want it.
All right.
Okay, kilt is off the board. It's to me. I'm gonna go with an alcohol here. Wait, you guys both have alcohol, so I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with my prop. I'm gonna go with I want to make sure I get the right one. I'm gonna go with the 4-leaf clover.
Wow. Okay. Good job, Ed. That was one of mine.
Come on now. I mean, that's fucking as
It's a
Irish as
very,
could be.
it's a very sincere pick, and it has me questioning your 3rd round pick because your 3rd round pick isn't that sincere. So I think your list is good, but like the Lucky Charms fictional character is a little cute, and then you come back with 4-leaf clover, which is just so pure.
I'm not kidding you. When I think of Irish shit, like I'm drafting what I think of. That's really what I'm
Props
doing.
was a really hard.
I thought props
category.
was easy.
Well,
what was your second round pick, Ed?
My second round was Colin Farrell. What's wrong? You like my draft?
Yeah, I do like your draft, and I think you have an opportunity here in the 5th round.
Yeah. So
And apparently he's got his alcohol on the board. So
well, because you have Guinness and he has Jameson.
I know
Well,
what
that's
his,
what I mean, but you still-
don't be worried about his alcohol. I know his alcohol.
Yeah. you
mangers.
4-leaf clover, fucking lucky. Luck of the Irish. It's the fucking biggest saying they got. Has to do with that.
It's a good pick, Ed. It's a good
You're
pick.
up.
Have you ever? Has anybody here ever looked for a 4-leaf clover actively in their life?
I have
kid, yeah.
actually.
As a kid,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just so I wasn't the only kid, like in every thing
No.
of weeds, like, oh, this is.
I remember when I my grandma was dying, and I was like 5 or 6 years old. My like
I'm sorry to laugh.
No,
Hey,
it's
twins.
fine. But like because 4-leaf clovers like very rarely exist. But we had this like clover patch outside like the nursing home or hospice or whatever it was. And my dad, I guess he was like, go find a 4-leaf clover. Maybe you can save your grandma. And I think he was just like
Jesus.
trying to get rid of me.
That's so
like,
morbid.
I know.
Hey, it's on you to save your grandmother. Gosh.
But I think he just wanted me out of the room. And it was
Fair.
like, like, hey, go find one.
And you couldn't find one.
Couldn't find one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I
it's your
thought you were gonna be
fault.
like, I
It's-
came
it's-
back, I found
No,
it. we
but
had
it's
this
just like one of
moment.
those-
My grandma
it's-
lived another 20 years.
Nope.
She lived. She was pumped.
Well, she wasn't Irish.
All right. 4-leaf clover off the board. Connor, you are up.
Okay. Do you guys all have your prop?
I do.
I do. Ed does.
Yeah, it looks like everybody.
Carl does
everybody
not.
has. Yeah, Carl does. He has a shillelagh.
Oh, yeah.
You should. Yeah. So props are off the board.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say one pick that I'm not taking. Then I'll tell you the pick I am gonna take, just because I think this is a fun pick. There's no more props to be taken, right? Why are you?
Well,
we
we
do
do
honorable
honorable
mention.
mentions
We do
at the end.
honorable
Okay.
man.
All
We
right.
get that
Fair
in.
enough.
There's
All
a
right. I'll
spot.
wait till that.
Do you
All right.
not listen to the show, Cons?
I do. Okay. All right. So for my prop, I am going to take the Celtic Cross. You think of Irish
Great
guys, tattoos. The Celtic Cross is like the most well-known, famous Irish tattoo. It's in any Irish home.
Every white trash Irish guy has one on there.
Yep.
Has
Yeah,
a tattoo
like,
somewhere on their body.
This is why
My
I think
cousin
that
has one.
I
prop-
Shout
don't know,
out
I'm
Michael.
not saying that. I got a lot of buddies listening to say. Be
Well,
real careful.
I have a
here.
lot of friends with that tattoo.
Yeah, let's be
my
careful.
cousin has one.
Yeah.
Like, but that is the thing. Like, well, you know what it means? Nah. But it's just Irish. So
I
You
give
know,
you
there's a colleague of ours at Barstool Sports that has a Celtic Cross tramp stamp.
oh, please
Oh,
do
yeah.
share.
You know.
I don't.
Kate.
Is it Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Kate's
Okay.
last name?
Oh,
I don't know.
Is it something
No,
Irish?
we don't need to do that. What about did you go on Kairos? Cons, did you
I
guys
did.
have a Kairos retreat? I did. Yeah, that's
No.
you get the cross. I don't know. Are the Kairos crosses and the Celtic crosses similar? When you no, they're
I'm
not.
not
Are they?
positive. Can I tell you something? I got a buddy who has a Celtic cross tattoo, and it's filled in with the Italian flag.
That's
It is.
That's
It
a
is
tough look.
It is
That's
something.
offensive.
It is
That's
something.
a tough look.
It's.
All right.
How often do you make fun of him?
I haven't seen him for a while, but it was.
who?
It was something.
Completely different crosses. Celtic cross. That's a beautiful cross.
A lot of good history.
I wish I would have
and
asked more.
Aesthetically, it's a very nice looking cross.
Do you know how
for
they
sure.
came up with it?
No, actually, I don't.
So that was a symbol for the blend of Christianity and the pagans. So the circle is the sun, and when you put them together, it's like they had all the pagans who were celebrating the sun and worshiping the sun. Like that's what Stonehenge was about and all that. And then the Christianity, St. Patrick quote unquote drove the snakes out of Ireland, brought like the two peoples together under Christianity, and that became their symbol.
Thank you. You just made my pick that much stronger.
There you go. Chief, you are up.
Yeah, so I need fictional character and I need movie. And I think there's two great movies left that aren't probably going to do me any favors on the graphic. But it's one, like, I'll take one of Daniel Day-Lewis's best movies, I think, In the Name of the Father. Has anyone seen that around here?
I don't think I have.
Carl, Cons, please.
Nope.
All right, that's a bad sign, but I'm taking it anyways because people should watch it. So that's a homework assignment. Go home and watch In the Name of the Father. It's all about like the IRA
Yeah.
versus the English in Belfast and other parts of Ireland. in the 70s when they had all the car bombings and shootings. What are you grinning at over there, Ed? And so it is a legitimately awesome movie. I want to see like I bet you its Rotten Tomatoes is fucking through the roof. 94%. Daniel Day-Lewis might have been like nominated for his role in that. It's an awesome movie. So it's just from like the early 90s or late 80s, early 90s. So it has like that kind of look. You know what I'm talking about, like cinematography from that time. It's a little grittier, and but it's an awesome movie, and I couldn't recommend it enough. So, In the Name of the Father, Daniel Day-Lewis, awesome movie.
There you go. Last movie off the board. Wish more people could comment, but nobody's seen it.
It's a real shame.
Have you seen
I
it,
mean,
Tom?
I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because it's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You can assume it's an awesome movie.
And
like,
94.
I might watch it
Like,
fucking tonight.
you should. You would love it.
I'm sure I would
Yeah.
love it. That's like sounds right up my alley.
Yeah. Fictional character. Now, can I take one from a movie that's already been selected?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's discouraged, but you could.
Rudy from Joliet.
No, I was going to take one from your movie, but he's like the second best character in that movie. Fictional character.
I was like, Chiefs got no board.
Somebody didn't do their homework.
No, I
think there's a fictional character out there still that is so amazing, but it wouldn't translate. But if once you said who it was, everyone's like, yes, that's the perfect.
I've got two that are amazing.
Yeah.
Two that I think are very strong.
Can it be a historical figure that has been like fictionalized? He's like a real person, but he's been in a movie.
I think that's maybe okay.
Well, Cillian Murphy plays him in a movie called The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Has anybody seen that movie? That was my other movie.
That
No.
sounds kind of Irish to me.
Yeah, I'd say
bit.
so.
Shakes the barley.
But Damien O'Donovan, and it's Cillian Murphy, and it's an awesome. It's like again, like I love Ireland. I love Irish history. That's from the like they call it the Easter Revolution, 1916, the Irish Revolution. Those were like the two big guys, Teddy O'Donovan and Damien O'Donovan. I'm taking Damien because that's Cillian
But
Murphy.
if people look at this, they're going to be like, what the fuck? Are people going to
Use the picture from that movie. It doesn't look like Tommy Shelby. And that movie came out in like 2004.
But he
or
existed
5.
in real life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if people look at it, like, what the fuck? That's a fictional character. He actually existed, dude.
Okay.
And he
But-
sounds pretty important too.
That's my only concern.
I can't speak to it because I haven't seen it.
Neither
and
have I,
don't know.
but I'm
Yeah.
just saying from like a perspective of people looking at it being confused.
Oh, fine. Pull the.
Tough pick.
But that's like, yeah, but that's.
You just want to forfeit?
No.
You sure?
Carl got the hat. Like, are you guys vetoing that pick?
I just
No.
don't know if it's even a veto. But I think it's just not allowed.
Yeah,
Why
no,
would
it's
it
not
not be
fiction.
allowed?
Because it would be like,
It's not like it's a
he's a real
documentary.
person. He's not fictional.
I mean, think of it. Like, I picked a fucking make-believe leprechaun. Ed picked the
Well,
dude
then
from
that
the
makes
Lucky
me think
Charms
I
box.
should take. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but from Angela's Ashes. Like I should just take it from a book.
Is that a fictional book?
Angela's Ashes? I guess not.
That's what I'm saying. Struggling.
Is in.
I mean, unless there's a way to put this Damien guy and like put parentheses and be like from the movie. I don't know. I just don't know if that's
Not
possible.
the real guy, the one from the movie.
This is
like you could take any Irish, like notably Irish.
I was
even
saving
Irish
that for the fifth
American-
round because it's like if you took let's say trying to think of like a Revolutionary War movie and you're like you wouldn't even though it's fiction you wouldn't take, or if you're going to take Lincoln you couldn't take like Daniel Day-Lewis playing Lincoln, like that's fiction. Like that didn't play out that way. It's
I
not
know
a
you're not
biography.
taking an
It's not a
actor's
documentary
performance.
of this guy, but it's like a screenplay. Like everything, like they have a fictional story around a real event with real people. It's a historical fiction.
if you don't have anyone else,
You should-
I mean, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I'm not teaching you what fiction is. At 34.
That's a historical fiction.
Okay.
It's a historical fiction. That's what it's called.
All right, put him on the graphic.
What's his name?
Damien O'Donovan.
All right, Damien O'Donovan.
I mean, you'll get points for having a very Irish name, so that's good.
And people, that's another. I'm trying to also raise awareness. I want people to see these movies. I want people to see The Wind That Shakes the Barley. I want people to see in the Name of the Father.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Off the board, Cons. Who was your final pick?
All right. I have to take my actor, and honestly, the 4 actors you guys took, clear choices. I think when you think Irish actors, those guys are the top of the mountain. And the gentleman I'm going to take is on the come up for a little while now, maybe like 10, 15 years. And I think he's great value in the 5th round here. And that's Chris O'Dowd, the police officer from Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
He was in This Is 40. He was in St. Vincent with Bill Murray. I think he is extremely funny. I like him basically in everything I see him in. He was in another movie like Leap Year or something. But I think he's a great actor. And for my 5th round pick, I can't hate that, especially when you guys took basically all of the other well-known Irish actors of today.
Say his name again?
Chris O'Dowd. I mean, if you
I
Google
who
him, you'll
he
know
is.
his face.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
If he was the guy in Leap Year, then I know who he is because, of course,
He's pretty recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have all seen Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I do think you're like, now that this category has closed, no one went actress, and there is one of the best actresses in the world right now.
Keira Knightley.
No, she's English. Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, I was. That's
Is the other girl
that's
from
why.
Lady Bird?
That's
Yeah,
why
I've never
asked if
seen
you
it,
could
so
pick
that's why I
actors
didn't-
or
Brooklyn, which is another Irish movie that
I've never seen it.
Brooklyn's
See,
a great movie
I think
too.
she's too new. I know who that is, but I think she's too new.
Hasn't she won Oscars?
Yeah, she's won Oscars.
She's a much bigger
She
name
just won
than-
Best Actress last. Was
Why
it
didn't you
2020?
take
Have you guys watched the award shows in the last few years? It's a bunch of obscure shit that no people are seeing.
So he's trying to like get rid of the entire system because he picked someone less famous and less accomplished.
Whatever.
Chris O'Dowd's a good pick, though.
I
Yeah,
like my
he's
pick.
fine.
I think Chris O'Dowd's great.
Okay. I think it's good too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Chris O'Dowd's off the board. It's to me. My final pick. I need a food or beverage. I'm going to do the 3rd ingredient of the most popular shot. I'm going to the best coffee additive. If you need to, I'm taking Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yep.
Slam dunk.
Vic. It's good 5th round value there.
Yeah,
Big time. Slam dunk.
it's
Good
like
draft from
Ed.
Ed. Very good draft from Ed.
Thank you, Carl.
Very good draft.
Also, Ed. I mean, you know, without Bailey's, there are no car bombs. So
I don't really like car bombs.
They curdle. I
I have a hard time with them. I'd rather just drink
You're
my
not
Guinness.
supposed to let them sit and settle, Dave.
Yeah,
You're
I
supposed
know,
to just
but
crush them.
I'd rather enjoy
understand
my
how to
Guinness.
drink a car bomb.
Car bombs are awesome.
Car bomb was one of those things when I was in my like college years. It was like a 50-50 chance I might puke.
I love them.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, Bailey's Irish Cream. I don't think there's anything more to say.
Good pick.
Coffee additive, too, like I said. Dave, your final pick.
I got to go food or beverage too. I'm going with Smittix for it's a beer.
Yep.
Really good beer.
Very good.
They knock you on your ass. They're way stronger than Guinness, but it's obviously much different than Guinness. It's got like that nice golden brown reddish hue, and I'm all about the hues. That is, you know.
Do you like Hughes?
I like hues. Hues are good. Smittix. I'm just going with Smittix.
Okay.
It's my last pick.
All right, never had it. Can't really comment.
I'm sure you have.
Is Smithwick's? Is that how
Yes.
it's?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you saying it correct?
He is.
Smittix.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
That was an honest question. All right. That's off the board. Carl, who is Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant?
Before I make this pick yet, I actually am curious. The first ever, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna suggest a trade, Ed. See if you're interested. I think this
I
is
like
the
it.
first
I
ever.
like it. I like it.
First ever.
Wow.
Wow. History in the making, folks.
I mean, I don't know if I'm interested in swapping Liam Neeson with Colin Farrell with you. Would you do that? No. Do I want to do that?
For well,
know
you
why
have
he's
to give
doing
him.
that,
You have to
'cause
give him
he's-
a sweetener though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my sweetener is I think Liam Neeson's a much better actor than Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
People like him way more.
So you're just being like, I'll give you this guy. And
Well,
you
it's
want-
the 6th pick for the 8th overall pick.
That's the
because
only-
now that my draft is shaped up, I'm like, wait
He's
a second,
just
I
trying
don't
to-
know
because
if
he's
I
boxed in
need-
because he's got too much gangs in New York.
I don't. Yeah, that's it. I'm like looking at my rep, but Liam Neeson's better than Colin Farrell. So yeah, I am worse off because I have too much gangs in New York. But Eddie is.
Are you setting me a future 4th rounder in another?
that. Well, that should have to be.
I'm I'm nervous to do this because no one. I
You
think this
should
is the
have
first
the
time we even
right
talked
to.
about this.
You should have the right to swap. Like you know how like in basketball they'll do that like
Yeah,
like you can
pick swap?
pick swap.
Ooh, pick swap is a good.
Commissioner Ed, I'm never going to tell you how to do your job, but a decision like this feels like it shouldn't be made in the midst of a draft. This requires a lot of conversation because this will now affect every draft moving forward.
I know.
Yeah, why don't
So
we?
it's not to be made in haste.
No, I know. And the thing is, I'd love to just fucking say, fuck it, do it now, and then worry about the consequences later. But at the same time, I think Liam Neeson, you're right. I think he's a far better actor. But for an Irish shit draft, I love Colin Farrell. So I'm going to stay.
You got your
guy.
guy.
I'm going to stand pat.
I thought I wanted to do. I wanted to offer it up and at least.
So
see
you
how
wouldn't
guys
do it
react.
straight up, but would you do it if he?
If he offered me a future swap,
Chief smelling
If he offered-
negotiations. He loves it.
I do love
if
it.
he offered me a future swap, I'd probably do it.
But
Probably do.
does it have to be in the next draft? We should have. It can't just be like it's in 2023. If we're having a draft about fucking God knows Easter, then you shouldn't be able to do like an Easter trade in 2023. It has to be the next week.
But then you got to think, geez, what if the next draft I don't really require a swap? Then you just lose the swap and potentially lose a good pick from your original draft that you swapped out of.
But think of the dramatics when
Yeah.
Carl, like, if he's so excited about, he's like, in round 2,
Dun, dun,
I'm
dun, dun,
taking,
dun.
and then
has to-
Eddie's like, wait a second, I'm
I love it.
exercising my pick swap from the previous trade. That would be spectacular.
A lot going on here. A lot of moving parts.
Do I want?
I mean,
Colin
I don't know.
Farrell that bad.
To be fair, he hasn't offered a pick swap.
I know, I'm just offering out hypotheticals, which would be like,
I'll offer you a pick swap.
What round? What round?
Holy moly.
yeah, which round? That's huge.
I will give you. I mean, I'll do a fourth round pick swap.
I would like a second round pick swap.
No way.
Wow.
Well, because it is a snake, so you actually have to have like 1 or 2 rounds, because automatically you're going to be ahead of him for one of the rounds. We just don't know which it is, so it has to be like a second or a
See,
third.
this is what I'm talking about. There's so many moving parts that
That's
it
true.
really.
That's a good.
I know.
Way to
Thank
think
God I'm
ahead.
here to
Through.
think
I'll
about
give you
all
a
this.
third or a fourth swap, but I won't give you a first or second swap.
So it's doable, though, is what you're saying?
Yeah, so
yeah,
you
it's
have to.
doable.
I would ask for a second or a third pick swap, because like you want that in a higher round, I would assume.
I'll do a 3 or 4 swap, but I won't do a 2 or 3.
This is exciting.
This is monkey business.
I love it.
Man, now I don't know what to do. Should
It's
I do
confusing.
it just for the theater?
You really
It's-
want to?
Because like I said, I like Colin
The
Farrell.
difference between a 2 and 4 swap's pretty big. That's why I would like a third round swap.
But you don't know if you have it to give
I
yet.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
But-
I know.
But
Yeah.
I'll agree to 2 to 3 because then I'll just maneuver. I'll agree to 2 to 3 because then the onus is on me to get the swap in the third round.
So my third rounder, I could take your second rounder, is what it says.
In the
I
second or
get 2
third round,
second
you can
rounders?
flip flop with me.
Right. So if he is in the 5th spot next week, which would be he's the number 1 pick in the second round, you could then be like, I want the 6th pick, and you have to have 8.
So in this case, I would pick 8th and you would pick 6th.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see the wheel spinning.
You can't turn that down, Ed.
I do think that we should just agree that this is a rule that is in place regardless of, like, trades are now on the table.
That's scary. These shows are
Post
going to
draft grades. But I mean, I think there should be a segment at the end we do honorable mention. I'm in Mr. Relevant. I've say like as this has come up. Okay, so now we're concluding the draft. I knew this, not knew, but suspected this might go send us down a rabbit hole.
Okay, I'll make a decision here in the next 15 seconds just to keep the show moving. However, what I'm struggling with right now is I think I have a good chance to win right now, and
I'd say no.
Like that's my concern. I don't know if Liam Neeson brings me down that much, but at the same time,
I think if you, I don't want to help you, but I think Liam Neeson is actually the stronger pick in this draft.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think if you get Liam Neeson,
But I do
then
think
you
when people
win.
Trade rescinded.
I think when people think Irish actors, I think they think of
Colin Farrell first.
15
Yeah.
seconds has expired. Trade rescinded. It's off
That's
the
fine.
clock.
That's okay.
All right.
Man, I wanted to get to the swap. Next, I want a swap though. I want to be in the middle of a swap.
That was the most exciting 6 minutes I've had.
Where
in a long
nothing
time.
happened. Nothing actually happened. Yeah.
Nothing happened, but the prospect of something happening.
Precedents have now been
The
set.
phone was picked
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Carl, I'll trade you. I'll give you
now we're
Road to
just gonna sit
Perdition
around the
This is
room
what-
and
yeah,
trade.
This is what you.
for Gangs in New York in a future second or third rounder.
What are you trading him?
No, I won't. I'm not trading. I'm not giving up Gangs in New York. I have respect for Road to Perdition, and I think each person should at least have a window to propose one trade at the end of the show. And if you don't have one, fine, you don't have one. But
Fine.
I like that. Okay.
Fine.
Mr. Irrelevant. I'm going to take Irishman Steven from Braveheart.
That was the choice I was
fuck.
thinking in
That's
my
a good
head
one.
as fictional character.
I fucking love that guy. When he
I
fucking saves
hate
William Wallace.
myself. I fucking
I couldn't
hate
believe
myself.
I couldn't believe you were struggling with that category. So
He's
much.
like literally one of the best. And I think he pretty much just like shows up alone. He's just like, I'm here to kill the fucking English. I can't do the accent,
Well-
but he just all he wants to do is kill the English.
Well,
That's
Hi,
it.
it's,
love
my island.
It's mine.
It's my
It's mine.
island.
I
That's
talked.
it.
I talked to the Almighty.
What did he tell you?
What he
He said you're fucked.
said? You're fucked.
Yeah, I'll
that-
tell you what. That's the only other pick I would have liked for my fictional character.
I really
Now
fucked
I'm-
up.
Now that you picked it, like I just don't know how that's going to translate though. If people are going to know
Don't
right
care.
away.
Don't care. I think that's
Good
one of those
pick.
I don't. I just want him. When we said fictional character, but that's why. Does it make sense now? I've been sitting around being like, I want this guy in the 5th round. If I take this guy in the 3rd round, it's still a good pick. But
Yeah.
It's a
there's-
great pick. It's a great pick. You went from. I mean, you're a strong contender now to win. With that pick.
if we spell Shillelagh right on the graphic, Ed.
I wasn't even going to try to spell it.
No, Ken Jack does a graphic. There's no
I
chance
send
that
him
that's
in
getting
the
misspelled.
words, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the picks. Here's the final results. Chief Guinness, Irish Flag, Pierce Brosnan, In the Name of the Father, Damien O'Donovan, Connor, The Boondock Saints, Jameson, Mickey O'Neill, Celtic Cross, Chris O'Dowd, Eddie, The Departed, Colin Farrell, Lucky from Lucky Charms, Four Leaf Clover, Bailey's Irish Cream, White Sox Dave, Killian Murphy, The Road to Perdition, Leprechaun, the Warwick Davis character, Kilt, Smittix, Carl, Corned Beef, Liam Neeson, Gangs of New York, Shillelagh, Stephen, The Irishman. I just off the page, I think it's a 3-horse race. I think the 2 Irish guys got fucking
Too cute. I think we got too
Yeah.
cute. But that's the thing. It's like it's not like if people watched In the Name of the Father, like I know the last pick, like
Yeah.
I fucked up the last pick. In the Name of the Father is like an all-time classic movie, and
I
like
can't
you guys
believe
are
I have to
nincompoops for
watch
not
it.
having seen it. Like you're like I'm surrounded by
fine.
nincompoops.
Fine.
I'll wear that.
Poop.
But I think I would say it's between me, Connor, and Carl.
I
Like,
would say
I liked my draft. I
How
like
do
my
you,
draft.
You have.
I think it's
Oh.
between Carl and Eddie. I don't think Connor's in that.
And I
discussion.
think, I mean, I'm coming out of here going, I think Eddie's a little bit better.
We'll see. All right, honorable mentions. Let's do it by category again. Did anybody have any movies?
No.
I would say Cinderella Man because James J. Braddock was an Irishman.
That's not.
One of my favorite movies.
It's
of all
one of my
time,
favorite movies too. But I like he's a New Yorker to me. He's not Irish to me.
All right. Well, what about these are definitely lesser known, so you can't really use them. But from Eddie Burns, Brothers McMullen, and She's the One.
Oh,
about
Brothers
Irish
McMullen's
guys.
an awesome movie. That's another one I wish I would have taken.
What about
Yeah.
Mickey Blue Eyes? Is
He's
that,
English.
Is that an Irish one?
He's English.
Okay.
That's English and Italian. The Boxer, another Daniel Day-Lewis Irish movie. So not quite as good as In the Name of the
and
Father, but
then
very good
Michael
movie.
Collins.
Michael Collins.
Michael
We watched
Collins
that
is very
in,
good.
High school, and it was the first time I was introduced to a great movie.
I had
And then-
The Luck of the Irish, Disney Channel original movie.
Eddie just trying
Okay.
to pander his ass off.
No, that's legitimately. I had 3 movies. That was my 3rd movie if I was in a pinch.
I mentioned her earlier, Saoirse Ronan, but that movie Brooklyn. It's another like immigrant Irish movie. This young girl moves to New York. Great movie. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones.
What about Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman?
That one. What's the one, Cons, where the guy wins the Irish guy wins the lottery?
Irish guy wins the
He
lottery.
wins
I
the
don't know.
lottery and then he dies, and they like
have
try
no
to
idea.
cash in the ticket. Waking Ned Devine. Waking.
Oh, right, yeah.
Vegas Vacation.
No. I will say, look it. I said this earlier. Music should have been a category.
Okay,
So not a music guy.
Dropkick Murphys. Ed.
that's not fair.
Van
That's
Mor-
not fair to call me not a music guy.
Van Morrison.
resent that. I
You
resent
two.
Prop. Let's move into prop. The one that I was shocked. I said at the beginning of the show. I really wanted to go with Skelly Cat because,
See, I don't think of that as a prop though. I don't know.
but I do though, man. When you go out and you see someone wearing that, you're like, all right, that guy's
Yeah.
like he's
A
Irish.
hurling stick.
Yeah.
A harp.
a flute.
Flute.
Yeah, flute. That's very Irish.
I don't
Fucking leprechauns play flutes.
No one took
I had
corncob pipe.
potato.
I know that was
Okay.
it.
Oh, so that was actually in my food or drink category, and I was wondering like if you could take just potato because the Irish really have.
Well, is there no props? Then we'll move to that quick. Sorry.
Wait, no, I have
like
one
the-
other prop. I had
yeah.
one other prop, but it was a little obscure, and I'm thankful I didn't pick it. But Irish Catholic guilt.
Is that a prop?
Do
That's
the
a problem.
Italians do the Catholic guilt the same way we do?
Characterization. I mean, I don't know.
What about
I
Irish
don't know.
curse?
We
question.
fucking specialize in the guilt.
All right, so we'll go food and beverage like Carl said, potato. Irish
What about,
soda bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, soda bread. What
I
about
don't really
Magners? Magners
Yeah.
cider.
Magners, yes.
Sausage.
I don't know if car bomb would have counted or not, but
No, come on.
I think that shit. Well, that's a combination of Guinness
Yeah, that
and
would have been
Bailey.
like
so I don't know.
that would have been a
Bangers and mash.
that would have been a.
I
a
I
sampler
love an
pet
Irish
platter.
breakfast with like the sausage, the eggs,
Yeah.
the tomatoes, and the beans. Like, that's a great.
any
It's
other
delicious.
actor, actresses, I don't know, mention?
Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, Brendan Gleeson, another Gangs in New York guy.
Fassbender.
Fictional character. Seamus
Hold on.
Finnegan.
Well, let's just try to keep him.
Oh,
know what I mean?
yeah, no, I'm okay.
Brenda Fricker, I have.
I don't know.
The bird lady
Oh, she's
from
Irish.
Home Alone. Yeah, she's very
really?
Irish.
Okay.
And she's also the foster mom from,
Angels in the Outfield.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way old school guy. I think he died in the last 10 years, 5 years. William O'Toole.
Michael Fassbender. I don't know if I said that.
Richard. What was his name? Richard Lewis. I think.
Richard.
No.
Damian
what about
Lewis?
No. Maureen O'Hara. She's an older actress.
Damian
Okay.
Lewis actually might be from Ireland.
No, I don't
Okay.
think he is.
No, he's not. He's from England.
All right.
He's English. He's from London.
Fictional character. Sorry, what'd you have?
That Seamus Finnegan from Harry Potter.
Okay. I had a couple heavy hitters that I'm
I had
surprised didn't
some.
go.
I was going to say Doug Coughlin from Cocktail, the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise.
Haven't seen it.
Anybody? All right. I think you could have made an argument for, but they were real people. But well, Jimmy Conway from Goodfellas, he was based on a real
thought
person,
of
but there
him.
was no Jimmy Conway.
Jimmy the Gent.
This one's right in other people's wheelhouses. Groundskeeper Willie.
Oh,
that would have been
he's
Scottish.
He's
Oh no,
Scottish.
you're right.
Oh,
He's
was he?
Scottish.
Oh, I thought he was
Scottish.
Irish.
He's
All right,
Scottish.
that's why I was. I'm not like the biggest Simpsons guy, but that's why I was stunned.
When you
I
said
mean,
it, I was like,
when
oh fuck, but he's Scottish. Yes.
The Notre Dame mascot, the Fighting Irish guy.
No.
I was
as a
stunned.
prop?
as a fake character, fictional character.
He's
Yeah.
in South
His
Bend,
counts.
Indiana.
I
though.
was stunned that
Yeah,
no
but
one
if
took
he's
the
taking
Notre
Lucky
Dame Fighting
Charms,
Irishman.
then the mascot should count.
I guess.
Stunned.
Yeah.
I thought that was a top pick. And then Chips from Sons of Anarchy. That's all I got.
I never got into Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, very stretched there.
And I don't like your Lucky Charms pick. I don't think an American cereal is Irish.
It's the only weakness on Eddie's draft board. I like Bailey's where you got it. I wouldn't have liked it any earlier than where you got it. I think it's a great pick. Departed first round. That's a great movie. I think it's the best movie out of the movies on the board for sure. So no, you don't have a lot of weaknesses. That's why I said the third round pick might be a little cute, but I do like Ed coming out of this.
All right, we'll see.
I like myself to come out of it personally.
Wow.
But
I'm
now
sure
people
you'll
are-
let us know about it on Twitter,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, make sure you promote the show, Cons.
I think yours is going to be all about how many people have seen Snatch.
Listen. I will not. Well, yeah, you know what, Ed? That's a good point. I think this is going to come down to how many people out there are Snatch and Boondock Saints fans. Because if there are a lot, then I
And
might
Chris
be okay.
O'Dowd is a little.
Chris
weaker
O'Dowd.
than
Well, that was tough. Like he was like the only one left. I really felt like that had any sort of notoriety.
Yeah.
In recent movies.
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse, I'm not even gonna
You
try
should have
to say her
taken
name.
Saoirse Ronan.
Absolutely. I mean, she's like
I
A-list,
don't-
A-list right now.
What is she in again?
Brooklyn, Lady
Yeah.
Bird. What's the movie where she's like a kid? The Lovely Bones, when she was like a kid.
I've seen Lovely Bones. I
That
haven't seen
movie's
the other
fucked
two.
up, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
But
All right,
Well-
Connor. Thanks, man. Good draft.
Thank you very
boys.
much, gentlemen. That was fun.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, guys.
Yeah, have a good weekend with whatever you could do and what you can't do. But that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.